Hi, I'm Peg Doyle, your chef on today's episode of Soup Group. The show is part of Sustainable Medfield's Action of the Quarter, Food Sustainable Food. With me today is my sous chef, Andrew Wilkinson, and my granddaughter and middle schooler, Emie Doyle. Together, we'll go through the process of making Pesto Minestrone Soup, and when we're done, we will show you the delicious finished product. You can find the full recipe on Sustainable Medfield's website.
You know, minestrone is a healthful and delicious soup that you can make with seasonal local veggies. It's perfect for the winter because it's served warm, and it's a perfect dish for lunch, after-school snacking, or a light supper.
Traditionally, ditalini pasta is used in this recipe. We'll also be adding in spinach. Although we will be using the ingredients today, this recipe is adaptable and you can use any similar ingredients that you might have on hand.
Okay, Andrew and Emie, let's get to work.
All right. Let's dice an onion. Regular Spanish onion. Peel it back. Now, for those of you who have watched Shrek, you know how to dice an onion. Most of it is done for you. An onion is like an ogre. Many, many layers. So we will just follow the layers and let the layers do the work for us. Straight cut down without going through. You want to leave that core on there. That's your holder. So we are going straight down without cutting through and without cutting your fingers. And then we turn, and then we have diced onion. One more time. An onion, no. And presto, diced onion. Next, we are going to dice a carrot. Let's just peel the carrot. Now, a lot of people don't know when it comes to a peeler. In the restaurant business, a lot of times, you'll notice it has two blades on it. One on the left and one on the right. So a lot of times, when you peel, do make a little bit of a mess that way. So dicing a carrot can be a little bit dangerous. So you have to take some precautions. First, we're going to take off the root. Then we're going to cut it into some manageable pieces. So why is it dangerous? Because it's round and it rolls. So we need to create a flat side. Now it does not roll. So we can cut pieces, same thing here, flat side, and cut. Now to do a dice. Always keep the flat side on your cutting board. Now, we'll leave the tip of the knife on the board and we will just use it as a pivot, like a fulcrum. Line them up, knock them down. Presto. Zucchini. We will take off both ends, cut it into manageable pieces. We'll cut it into quarters. In the middle here can be a little bit spongy and seedy, so I like to take that out. Take it out. So what you're going to be left with will be that nice firm outside piece of the zucchini. If it's not seedy, don't worry about it. Just dice it up. And there you have it. A cup and a half of diced zucchini. Let's give you a game-changing tip on chopping garlic. So we break open the head. We're going to peel that outer skin off. So rather than a lot of the trying to get it like a very small dice with a knife, I carry this tool that's sitting next to me. It's called a microplane. So we're sort of grating it, but it's so much easier. So rather than going through and chopping, we get to just run this over. We're going to get full flavor with no big pieces of garlic in there. So in seconds, you have chopped garlic. Let's try one more time. Beautiful. Again, microplane. Run it right over till it's all gone. And there you have it. A couple of teaspoons of fresh chopped microplaned garlic. So today we're working with Savoy spinach. That's the curly Q spinach, not the baby spinach. So when you work with that, I find it's best to have a helper. All right, so Emie is helping today. So what do we have to do? We have to take some of these thick stems off. So what we're gonna do is just grab it and take it off. And we're gonna do that and just leave it up top there. Save the leaf, keep the stem in your hand. So now it's a race to see how many stems. So we will see, I'm beating you now, okay? And if it doesn't have a stem, you just throw it in there. How many you got? I wiped you out there. And that is it for your spinach.
Okay, to make the soup, first we'll pour a couple of tablespoons of olive oil in our pot, and then we will add the onions. You can hear them sizzle because
Beautiful
the pot is already hot. You may have noticed this is a induction cooker we're using, a cooktop. So we have a little bit of a different method for cooking. You need to have a magnetic pot and a wooden spoon because the cooktop actually is magnetic. So we just keep cooking these down until they become a little translucent.
So translucent, that's a word that's used a lot in cooking. It doesn't mean that you can see through the onion. It just means it's changed to a little bit opaqueness, just gets a little bit, takes that hard white off of it. So basically you always want to start with onion first. It's going to take that bite out of the onion. But we're going to start with our hardest vegetables first as well.
Yes.
What's next there, boss?
Here come the carrots. Beautiful color. And now the zucchini.
Zucchini.
Let's go for that. Beautiful. I think it's time for a little garlic. What do you think?
It's always time for a little garlic. Some people say bacon makes everything taste better.
Garlic.
All right.
Makes everything taste better. Now we'll go for our
Smells
diced
good.
tomatoes.
Diced tomatoes.
Yeah. This is looking Italian.
So I like the diced tomatoes with the puree, so it adds a nice little thick sauce to
Yes.
it as well.
And
Beautiful.
speaking of thick, before it gets too thick, Andrew, how about a little stock?
So your recipe calls for 2.5 cups.
Yes.
Well, what do I do? My measuring cup only goes to 2.
I think you might have to wing it. I bet you know how to put another half cup in.
Okay.
There you go. And then we cover it up. Oh, oregano. We can't forget oregano.
You know what I do when I'm using dried herbs is I will sort of crush them to start those oils coming out.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's a good
And then-
tip.
You get to smell oregano on your hands
Nice.
all day long. I love it.
Beautiful. I personally like garlic, the smell of garlic on my hands, but
We
to
go
each his own.
together like jibba-dibba. Excellent.
So now we'll bring it to a boil.
All right. Beautiful.
While our pot is simmering, let's learn how to make pesto with Emie.
Pesto is a great topping for many types of foods, fish, pasta, and many others, but today we'll be adding it to my grandmother's minestrone soup. Here's what you'll need for the nut-free pesto. 1 cup of fresh basil, a half cup of extra virgin oil, 1 clove of garlic peeled, 1/4 cup of grated Asiago cheese, kosher salt, crushed black pepper. First, place the garlic and basil in a food processor. Now I put the olive oil in.
Perfect. And I'll put the Asiago cheese in if you'd like to do the salt and pepper. Okay.
That's good. Then you put the cover on. Now, continuously pulsing until the mixture reaches the desired. Yeah.
See if it's ready. Oh, that's a nice texture, Emie. We can pull it away from the sides and here you have it.
Here is the pesto.
Would you like a little taste?
Sure. It's delicious.
Good. take a taste too. Just enough garlic. The oil is great, as is the basil. So, all done. Okay, here we are. Nice boil there. Time for pasta.
Perfect thing. Okay, time for the ditalini.
Yes.
Ditalini.
Uh-huh. And on to the beans. Can't forget the beans. We're only about 5 minutes with the ditalini.
Beautiful.
So here we go. And now we'll reduce that to a simmer. And 5 minutes, we're done. All right. Now that the pesto is complete, we're going to put the spinach, which has stems removed, into the soup, and we'll just fold it in. It's very simple. Spinach is so compliant. It just loves to be with the other vegetables.
It looks like so much, and then it goes,
I know.
Where did it go?
Yeah. Looks beautiful. There's something about the green that makes it so pretty. Yes, I think we could use a little bit more.
Do it.
Yes. Only takes a second to really blend it in.
Looks beautiful.
And our last step is the pesto. Put in Emie's pesto. You can do this, add it right to your soup, or you can wait till you plate your soup and use it as a garnish, whichever you like.
What do you think there, Chef?
Let's go.
Do it. Beautiful.
Nice. And a little salt, a little pepper. That looks like a chef's salt serving.
Maybe. They call me heavy-handed Andrew, for sure.
All right, we'll have some seasoning in that. And now, voila, let's go.
You know, Peg, as your sous chef, all right, I will get to plate this. Look at that.
So beautiful. Love that.
Let's give it the little chef cleanup job there.
Yes.
Oh. And if you got a little leftover pesto.
Why not? Beautiful. Nice work.
That's what we're talking about.
Yes. Come
Awesome.
on over here, Emie. Get to see
Emie, check that
our
out.
finished product.
Smell that.
Beautiful, huh?
Work of art.
Okay, let's give
Can
it
we
a
eat?
try. It's time to eat.
All right. All right. Reminds me of a Sunday afternoon brunch, hanging out with friends with a nice warm soup. It's fantastic.
Yes, yes, I love it. How about you, Emie?
It's great.
And you're a pasta girl, so I bet this is really a good soup for you.
I love how soup can be a stew. It's almost a little bit thick, half soup, half stew.
Yes,
Perfect winter dish.
very hearty. And a big thank you to Medfield TV for inviting Sustainable Medfield to present a program on making soup. Follow Sustainable Medfield for more food facts and other ways you can live a healthier, more sustainable life.
Bon appetit.
appetit.